Being on YouTube is worth quite a lot to me, even if it's not financially. I find it very therapeutic to get my thoughts out there. Part of the reason I started making YouTube videos constantly was because I got fed up with my tone being misread by people, by what I was saying when I was writing, not coming across to people properly. That was frustrating, especially since I am a professional writer. So my whole job is to communicate with people, and I was finding that that wasn't happening. I don't think that's entirely down to me, but it's still frustrating. And whereas if I make a video, you can see my body language, you can see my expression, you can hear the tone of my voice, and so on. So it's a much better communications tool. And therapeutically, it's just good to be able to speak, even if there's no one else there. I work for myself, I work from home, I live in a fairly isolated rural location, so mixing with people isn't something that happens very much. I don't get to exercise my voice very much, I don't get to talk to people a great deal, unfortunately. But that's just the circumstance into which I've fallen. So practicing speaking is a good thing. It's an old skill that I used to have. I used to do public speaking, believe it or not, in the days before social anxiety and all the rest of it. So yeah, I did fairly well at it as well, at school and things, meetings, all that kind of thing. I was fairly good at communicating ideas. And I've invested quite a bit in my videos. I've taken out subscriptions for video clips so that I can put cool stuff in the background and up the production quality a bit. I bought a nice Blue Yeti microphone so the sound was good rather than the tinny crackle. I got lighting and green screen, and I just got a 3-axis motorized gimbal thing so that if I do manage to overcome my social anxiety and get out there, I can do some kind of, not reporting, but on the ground talking about things, and maybe do a walk and talk for a video once a week, so I get a bit more exercise, which is good for the old noggin as well. But I've been at this since Gamergate is when I really started picking up making videos, 2014, 2015 or so. So it's been 4 years that I've been doing this very regularly, putting out generally at least 5 videos a week, maybe some live streaming of gaming on the console, whatever else. But it needs to pay for itself at this point. A lot of the value I get from YouTube isn't quantifiable. The therapeutic effect, whether it drives sales or interest in other things that I do, it's all very hard to quantify. Views and so on, it's very slow, gradually picking up, and I'm doing everything that I can to get better search terms and so on. But the sheer fact of the matter is that the kind of content that I put out doesn't fit into the algorithm very well. I'm very scattershot, I do all sorts of different things. And I don't chase the algorithm, I don't chase what the big story of the day is, either the big outrage. I don't do that, and that would never change. But watching Tim Pool talk on Joe Rogan's podcast and the reactions afterwards and so on, it seems to me that the saleable point that I do have is integrity and consistency and principle, and that does seem to appeal to a certain segment. So maybe when I'm talking about gaming, that's not for you. Maybe when I'm talking about mental health issues, that's not for you. Maybe when I'm talking about the news, that's not for you. But there'll be something here on the channel that should appeal to you. But it has to start paying its way. And the minimum wage equivalent for the amount of time and so on that I spend on these is about $200 US, thereabouts. And I've got Patreon, and I got Subscribestar. I don't really get super chats and things because I don't do those kind of live streams particularly often. But I'm still about $65 short, and perhaps if Patreon hadn't dicked people over quite so much recently, I would have hit that target. But this year I have to hit that target to justify all the time and the effort and the investment that I've put in to my videos. So I don't normally shill very hard unless I've got a Kickstarter or something going on. But I need you, if you value what I do here, if you value the content that I produce, to think about just sticking your hand in your pocket for $1, even on Patreon. I need 2 more subscribers on Subscribestar before that can even start paying out. So I've got 3 wonderful, generous people on Subscribestar, but I need two more people there. If you can't do that, you know, I've got a few people who are hardcore fans of mine who big up my material and reshare it lots. If you can't give me money, that would help a great deal. The biggest compliment I get all the time is, you know, this should be a much bigger channel. You should have a lot more subscribers. I don't know whether I've fallen afoul of the YouTube recommendation system for swearing or the kind of content that I cover, or what, or whether it's just the fact that I am compelled to put out something contrarian and difficult for the audience that I've built every time I feel that I'm getting too popular or people are getting the wrong end of the stick about what I believe and what I support. But that's part of that integrity thing. So I guess I'm just... There's no harm in asking, is there? If you can afford it and if you can stomach it, just drop me $1 a month on Patreon. If you can't stomach Patreon and you can afford it, I need 2 more subscribers, paying subscribers on Subscribestar before that can start paying out. And it's not like this doesn't get you anything. It gives you discounts on my books and apparel and other stuff that I do, easier access to me via the messaging systems on these subscription services, and you can get to suggest videos and topics and so on that you want me to do. I mean, you can anyway, but people who are paying me money obviously get priority. So I hope, with your help, I can continue to build the channel and get it to a point where it's actually paying for itself, besides the way it pays for me in other ways. So, please, Zang.
Machinations of the Space Princess is an old-school RPG with a sci-fi setting. The rules are familiar and at once innovative. Opened up so you can play literally any alien species you can envision. Purchase it at RPG Now or Lulu.com.
Monster misbehaving, planets needing saving, situations graven, I'll form the head. The enemy is clever, we're smaller but whatever. When we put it together, I'll form the head. Y'all can do the treading, swing energy machete. If combination's ready, I'll form the head. I'll form the head. I'll form the head. I'll form.
You're blue and you don't know where to go to. Why don't you go where fashion sits? Different types who wear a day coat, pants with stripes, or cutaway coat, perfect fit.